We live in a society where we worship ourselves, we worship our money, we worship our status, we worship our business, and we worship everything that's object other than the one truly who's above object, the God Almighty, above the heavens and the earth. And this is something that is very sad, that even though we are technologically advancing, however, some people decide to stay back, keep on worshipping objects. There is a new trend of people embracing Islam and becoming Muslims, and this trend is outpacing any other religion or way of life. And that is for people who connect with it scientifically, emotionally, as an intelligent human being on earth. And therefore, we have comparative religion. For people not interested in comparative religion, we have to give them an edge, whether it is scientific or something else, to make them understand that there is something greater and beyond than us and over here. And this is what Darwin did. He told himself that if my theory is disproved, you don't associate anything with me. However, the atheists use this ideology to further their narrative of capitalism, fascism, and all sorts of ism, to make people slaves to their corporates, or make people slaves to money, or make people modern day slaves. So here we will get a chance to hear one of speakers from Turkey, and I don't support their organization, but their message specifically with regarding to creationism compared to Darwinism, evolution, I accept that. They're doing a great job, but take it with a pinch of salt. And this is a message again to believe in a higher supreme being. Why Adam was sent all the way, Noah, Abraham, Jesus, Moses, and Muhammad, is to proclaim the same thing.
Small film for the introduction of what happened 1 year ago or 2 years ago. Because 2 years ago I came here. But it's important because EU commissions are taking some banning actions in Europe to stop spreading the book, to stop that book to be in the school libraries and the children to read the book, because they are questioning the evolution. And the first time that Europe is taking this so seriously, education ministry is taking it so seriously, they could have thrown it away, but they did not do this. They are preparing reply and put children and it's a kind of collection. And with a small introduction, you can see it in our exhibition there at the front of the cafeteria. What it shows is the kind of fossil, the collection of fossils that shows that living beings are changing, evolving in time, and are same as the living ones today. Millions of fossils we have in our hands, in all over the museums in the world. 100 million of them are there, evidently, clearly showing that they are just as they are there. So, what I would like to introduce, why is that topic so important? Evolution theory is just a theory. There are millions of theories in the world, but this theory changed a lot of things in our social life. That's why it's so important. Richard Dawkins is the leading prominent evolutionist person, a professor of biology from Oxford University. He's a famous person, and he's a leading atheist person in the world right now. And what he's saying, before Darwin, they think Darwin is a kind of starting point to make a support to their belief and for non-belief. It was difficult to be an intellectual social atheist, and Darwin made it easy to become an intellectual atheist, because atheism before Darwin was not supported by so-called scientific evidence. And Darwin gave them this opportunity. Now, when you ask an atheist, he can believe whatever you want to believe or you explain how many beings appear on Earth. You will tell them, So this theory, it's not a scientific theory, and this is not the main aspect. This is not a really important thing. Why we are focusing on this? Because they are in organizations or a group of people or a corporation. They apply it into our social life. How they adapt it on our aspect and the role of the jungle to the urban area. They told that they were telling that, or they still tell that in natural life, species, living beings, are in a fight. This is important. And they have to survive, and they have to be fit to survive. They have to be strong, and they remain the weak one. And they believe that it's a law of life, law of nature. And this is anything they believe, because I can affect to our social life, social sciences. Let's say, for example, these animals, like the other animals that we know, these have this evolution and idea, foundation of their own ideas to evolve into the concept and into the world. Let's say, for example, the mediation of building a master race, conflict and fight between races. Marx claimed that the they didn't struggle, they give up the fight, they give up the debate on the point, and they need an idea, a social idea for that, and evolution period of maybe Darwin did not think about it in the beginning, but they used it to make their own plan, let's say. Capitalism, solution of the strong growing even stronger at the expense of the weak. So, Darwin approached the same lesson now. They had a form of communism. What do you think that the idea of communism is by the evolution theory? Without the evolution theory, communism idea collapsed down. So Marx has his own writing to Darwin, and he wrote by saying this is the book which contains the basis in natural history for our years. In a letter, Marx wrote to Natal, his friend, another social Darwin wrote to the as a basis in natural science of other than Darwin, they wrote to support their ideas. And Stalin, very known communist leader who slaughtered millions of people in Russia. There are three things. There are three things that the ones who are eminent to. We have to teach them the age of the earth, the geological origin, and the Darwin teaching. They need it because the struggle, the fight has to be in their nation, in their people, and they have to slaughter, kill people. Then they have killed more than 13 million people in his time. The fruit of the law of the jungle, fascism. Totally, in war times, or maybe 100 years ago, we were thinking that communism and fascism are totally against each other and were debating. No, they have the common point. The common point is the Darwin. Why is that? Because it's a struggle, it's a fight in between the races. The other in between the classes, and that one in between races. Charles Darwin was saying, and some future periods, not very distant as nations like nations, the civilized races of men will almost certainly exterminate and replace the savage races throughout the world. At the same time, the break between man and will then be wider. yellow as balloons instead of as now between the Negro or Australian and the gorilla. Darwin Indians, Africans, as a low inferior races, and the Europeans were superior ones, and he was believing that, and he was saying that these Negroes or Africans or Indians and Turkish and the Asians, which is stereotypes, and believe in that was the superior one, was the evolution believer. And nothing remains but the same. The whole world of nature is a mighty struggle. Three were there live not fight. He who does not wish to fight in this world where permanent struggle is the law of life has no right to believing that these people, in people, from the genes have to be eliminated, and he has done it. He has made orders to eliminate the 6 people he collected in the camp, you know all the story, and he has made these theories. Coming from taking the support from the evolution theory. So, that's why it's so important, because all the conflicts still in the world, in capitalism, in every ism, terrorism, anarchy, and the other ideas to support the fight violence in the world, are supported by the evolution theory. And every ideology amazing about the coming from the evolution theory. So that is Jay Freeman, a professor from Harvard University, and a very prominent evolutionist. Not I might argue the from not from creationist scientists. Most of them from the evolutionist scientists, so that you will be able to see some confessions coming from them. He's saying that to explain how it means to people. If they did not, they must have developed. If they did appear in a fully developed state, they must indeed have been created by some. The questions that the evolution theory or evolutionists have to reply. How did life originally appear in the beginning? What are the mechanisms of the evolution? Because there's a theory saying that nature is doing everything. What is nature? Nature, the wind, the soil, the rain, they are making the living things and animals. They are primitive to complex. What are the mechanisms? We need an engine to do this. And there has been an evolutionary process. You need to have a total evidence to support it. They are called primitive living things and breath, the water, and it's complex one. In between, we need trillions and trillions of water, white trillions, because the claim is one living being is primitive one, and in the process, there are mistakes. The nature is doing mistakes and eliminating mistakes, doing mistakes and eliminating mistakes. And we need kind of mutant intermediate forms with mistakes. We have to see them. One species has to be here, the other species fully formed has to be there. And in between, we need one species, the other species, and the in between the also has to be more than the living one. So, the question was, how do we cell form? Cell. A living cell is an important technology. In Darwin's time, we used to have only biology, but not the molecular biology, or not the genetics, not the genome, and we did not discover the DNA or the cell like we do now, because the technology millimeter. And here there are thousands of products. No factory is producing 1,000 or 2,000 products, but Cell is producing 200,000 of them and then packaging them, and the pack system of a cell is a kind of advanced technology because it analyzes when the production of protein has been completed. The next part of the protein, the early are barcode, but they are barcode only packages. The organ that is raw, and then they are actually the antibody, the protein, I also show you the project has been completed maybe 2 years ago, I guess, rather than 2000. And Francis Collins was leading this project. Francis Collins also was an atheist person 10 years ago. After this genome project, he chose to be a believer because he confessed that it's kind of and wrong guy you know, maybe better than me. 3.1 billion. One single of them are affecting people will die, they will get sick, we will have different systems. And the capacity of DNA compared to nowadays, one of the things in there can produce DNA computer. It's not a computer that works with DNA. DNA itself is a computer. And making calculations like billions of calculations per second. And the capacity is like one molecule of DNA has the information of 1 million pages on encyclopedia. It's like a building when you put the books like that. And from Los Angeles, North Carolina University, that Adam, known molecular biologist, he discovered that 1 gram of DNA contains 1 trillion of information, 1 trillion. You can count the books that can these and contain like 200 billion or something in 1 gram of DNA, something like that. It's a small molecule, where there are information and without mistake, because 1 mistake could have made it. And this is the packing type of the DNA, how it's packed, how it's squeezed, I mean. Because thickness of DNA is 1 in 2 million millimeters. And the long part of it is 1 meter and 70 centimeters when you open it. It's like a bandage, something like that. And you squeeze it and you put it into 1 into 2 million millimeters. And the way it's packed like this, the high we are trying to understand so, if we take 1 protein, we don't have to go to the further stages of this evolution theory. We have to explain first how the first living and how it became alive. And we have to explain how the protein can come to our life as a living being by chance. Because they are making big buildings, and we are putting small stones first, the bricks. The smallest brick is the protein, let's say. And there are living beings. We can say there are other living beings who inside contain 500 proteins in a tank of a bacteria, let's say. And the whole of the protein come together by chance is 10 to the power of 950. And we are testing. We are taking amino acids and we are making different combinations. Not by chance, we are doing it. We try with it. In a minute, we can do the combinations like 10, 20, I don't know. You can do maybe 100 things also. But the smaller we have to try that amount to have the right combination, to have the right protein, and make it more protein or make something protein. If we cannot make protein, we cannot make the same protein, and building is not going to be built. So it's starting from this point. And the chemical reaction during the protein production, the plant is here. It's a plant. Everywhere we go in the natural world, we are witnessing the plant, but very complex one. In the end, the plant is written programmed is there, created for the sake of 1 billion cells. And in protein, the plant is here. No chance, no coincidence, or no natural state can learn that by chance. Because we can produce it in the lab based on expecting that nature does it in the lab. How nature does it, how it's learning the plant, and how it's flying. This is only for the protein, not for the protein. Just as an example, just to make it clear, we are talking about Darwin, and we are every possible case where we can find let's call it one element, and DOT is given more electricity, whatever you can find. And this makes some they can make their own research for years and years. And we expect that so now, first Paul is a very prominent evolution. He's a mathematician. Sweeping to a junkyard might have by chance, there's a junkyard so coming in by chance. Question two. What are the mechanisms? What is the engine to push it, to arrange everything, to manage everything? So, regarding to Darwin's idea, according to his comment, it's natural selection. Nature is selecting the strong ones and will have to bring the new species. Will have to bring natural selection doesn't have to be any new species. Because what the natural selection is, the deer is running away from the jaguar or another strong one. And it becomes more strong while running away. But this elimination of the weak is there in the nature. But after the elimination of the weak one, the strong ones are not becoming a new species. They are stronger and stronger, but remain as they are as a species. So, Darwin knew this, and he was saying that added this mechanism to explain it, because what we need a modification into our genes, DNA. We need new information because we cannot fly, we want to fly. We are jumping into places with a long and without. We want to fly and fly and fly. So we need the information of the genes to be added into our DNA. Then we can go so bad to fly millions of years without someplace doing nothing. So the evolution here is saying that the reptiles were jumping and jumping and jumping while trying to take these stars. And while jumping, they suddenly, not suddenly, by gradual changes, the wings appear and start to fly. And the birds can do it like this, by chance, by coincidence. But the mutation, the chemical effect of the radiation from the space, from the explosion of the atom, atomic bombs or whatever. But mutations, what they do, they damage the information in the DNA. They are not adding the information, and they are not beneficial. Let's say these are mutations. After Chernobyl or after the wars, the chemical effect, the damage, all the information in genes, they are taking these and it's a damaged animal. They make a lot of mutations to test that if there will come up a new information but they fail. For years, they made research they have made these experiments into fruit flies, but what they have seen was that the wings were coming from the head. The numbers of the legs were same, but coming from different places. The most beneficial information was added by the direct effect of the end. And one interviewer is asking a question to Richard Dawkins.
Professor Dawkins, can you give an example of a genetic expression or an evolution process which can be seen to increase the information in the genome?
And the question is, are there any some examples of the effects, influence of the atlas of creation? This is the main idea. Became fish in later stages. What we need half starfish, half fish with intermediate forms. Because if we are saying that starfish has with gradual changes in medium but we don't have them. But what we have done, we have with starfishes medium fossil and fishes medium fossil, fully formed, but in between we don't have them. And Darwin also knew it and said, why? These species have descended from other species by fine gradation. Well defined, but as by the theory, individual transitional forms must have existed. Why do we not find them embedded in countless numbers of the crust of the Earth? Why do we not now find globally in also to support his idea? He was expecting this, but still no intermediate form found. Cambrian age. In the fossil discoveries. In the American species belonging to the same genera, the theory of descent with slow modification through natural selection. Yes, Cambrian period in the 600 millions of years ago, all phyla appeared all of a sudden. All phyla, I mean families of the species. 57 of them were there suddenly. No ancestral forms. Stunning complexity. This picture is so important. Watch it carefully. What it's showing us. This is the so-called evolutionary or before with one cell, and then it has to go like a tree. In the end, this is a morphological distance. But the actual This is the Cambrian period. With fully formed, complete their own complex form. And here we see that we are witnessing that some of them are extinct, like dinosaurs. 6,000 species of apes. What's left? What the scientists are doing, they think that and 520 million years lecture, you can check it. It's very complex. I advise you to watch the eye type, which is so important because the eye type is the same as the bees or some of the flies. It has more than 30,000 divisions with double lenses because it was living under the sea, 100 meters down. There is a pressure, and that's why it's designed, created with the double lenses to be protected. See, this is the eye of the white, an actual photo, and this is the eye of the insect, which is very good. We can see the solid down this one, the intermediate species coming from the water to the earth, and they were saying that these here, the legs appeared here, and there was a brain. More than 50 solicans is living. Even it's not extinct, it's living. People are catching them in Africa. So it shows them that that shows us that it's there. I have it in my exhibition area. There is one and it's good. It's saying that with all these groups. So attempt to restore the source part, I have this because it will take our time. I'm just showing some drawings because the evolutionary education always bringing us some drawings and illustrations more than the so-called evidence. There are some evidences, but they are manufactured. In different times. Every year, every 5 years. They find sometimes on food, imaginary power of and coming from this too, they are going all the lifestyle. Then they found out that the brilliant profit after 20 years. These people, it's called sit-down forgery, let's say. These scientists have discovered one skull, And after discovering it, they have told us it's 500,000 years old. And they put it into British Museum and exhibited it for 50 years. More than 500 doctors and professors have done their own doctorship and master's degree, their books, whatever they prepared, based on the skull. But later on, carbon test came up. And one guy came to the carbon test and was but when he came to this skull, he has witnessed that this part of the skull is 500 years old. Confusion. Then they understood that they put two skulls together. One half was belonging to an ape, the other half was belonging to a new skull of the human. They made some chemical things to show it as it was like a whole. Translator. The evolutionists are taking this support, scientific support, in their own books, and he's a very important person in evolution agenda. He's saying that after this, and if I had not the consolation of seeing side by side with me in the esteemed violence, the great majority of all the violence in the world violence is more or less doctors, skilled and contractors. Yes, contractors. They do with the construction or manufacturing of all of it. But still, why all the scientists, not all the scientists, a part of the half part of the scientists are still believing or claiming that the evolution is only scientific fact. It's not that the method our a priori. Evidences show a creation, we cannot allow their compression. And Hitler is an important philosopher and scientist in Europe. He was before and the Big Bang, the extension of the and now he's debating against atheists. He has we all need to then developing this is the end. I want to get into more details on that. If there are questions or about my lecture, you can ask. Also, you can check all of them, all of you can check that course is mostly so important. While I think, okay. Thank you very much again. You can say one by one.